Welcome back, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy. Hello, thank you for watching. Now, today, guys, I would like to share a rather miscellaneous video, I suppose. So, it's about the bomb-sniffing dogs, American dogs. So, this video has come as a request from Anonymous through Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you very much, my friend. You know who you are. So, thank you very much for that request. And yes, so this is the America's Most Elite Dogs, Sniffing Out Bombs. Now, I've always wondered how they train police dogs, how they train dogs to do these things. So obviously the noses of dogs are beyond, like, we can't comprehend how superior their sense of smell is. I always think I've got a good sense of smell, but gosh, in comparison to dogs, nowhere near. But I've always wondered how they actually train dogs to do these things. It's amazing, isn't it, really? And I've always got an image in my head of police dogs. So here in the UK, traditionally, the police dog is like an Alsatian, a German Shepherd, as we would call them. I think they're adorable dogs. They are so lovely. Sometimes they get a bit of a bad reputation, but they're fabulous guard dogs. They have a job and they do it very, very well, but they're also adorable. They are the big softies, really, as long as you don't get on their bad side. So yes, that's the vision I have of a police dog, or a Doberman. We used to have a Doberman when I was younger, the most gentle dog on the planet. There is actually a photo out there. I'll see if I can find it actually, of myself as maybe a 3 or 4 year old and maybe 3-year-old playing circus with this dopey, lovable Doberman. His name was Tolo. And in this picture, I am playing lion tamer, I think, circus lion tamer, and I am putting my head in this dog's humongous mouth. No fear, because of how gentle this dog is, not because I'm fearless. It's a reflection on the dog. And yes, he was absolutely just beautiful. He's a lovely, lovely, gentle dog. So let's get on with the video, shall we? And as ever, guys, if you are enjoying these reactions, please like and subscribe to my channel, or share my video if you could be so kind. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee. The link is up here. And if you're interested in supporting this channel any further, if you could check out my Patreon account, that would be absolutely amazing. The link is in the description below. Thank you again, my lovelies.
When the bombs went off at the Boston Marathon, highly trained dogs were rushed to the scene to search for more explosives. Boston police have said dogs swept the streets in the morning and a second time, just an hour before the first marathoners crossed the finish line. It's considered likely that the bombers planted their devices well after the dogs finished sweeping the area. Since 9/11, dogs have been used more than ever because nothing has proven more effective against hidden bombs than the nose of a working dog. The best of them serve with U.S. Special Operations, and they're in a league of their own. It's nearly impossible to get anyone to talk about them publicly because much of what they do is classified. But we were able to talk to the people who train them for this story. We took the opportunity to ask about what might have happened in Boston while getting a rare glimpse inside the secretive world of America's most elite dogs.
Hasn't she got the most fabulous voice? It's very classic, very classy. It's almost, I would say her accent is just a complete amalgamation of like a British accent and an American. Very unusual. Totally not the point of this video. I just thought I would mention. I'm very captivated by her voice there. Sounds like I was watching one of those classic actresses from one of those really golden era time films, from like the 1950s. What a lovely voice she has. I feel really weird. I don't even know this lady's name. Let's clock on. Let's just get on with the video, shall we? I deviate. Sorry, guys.
The story will continue in a moment.
Okay.
Green Beret Chris Corbin and his dog Axe are at 14,000 feet in the skies over North Carolina.
Oh!
They're about to test a new harness that America's best soldiers will use to jump into combat.
Oh, no! Oh, that poor dog!
But it's not for Corbin, it's for Axe. As they free fall for nearly 10,000 feet at 125 miles an hour, Axe is wrapped in Corbin's arms. They've been to war together, nearly died together, and they never like to be too far apart.
Do you think he enjoyed it?
He just wants to do whatever I'm doing. He doesn't care what it is.
You've said that these dogs feel like they're invincible.
Absolutely.
What makes you say that?
We don't train them to fail.
Sergeant First Class Corbin is a dog handler with 7th Special Forces Group.
Taxi.
And he and 6-year-old Axe have been a team for 3 years.
Would you say he's an Alsatian, isn't he? He's a German Shepherd. Oh, what a cute dog. So that makes me panic for the dog, watching them jump out of that plane. What would happen if that dog suddenly, and rightly so, panicked because all of a sudden this dog has this realization that not only are they very, very high up in the air, but they are free falling, or maybe they're very, very comforted by their owner, by this gentleman here. Maybe, oh gosh, maybe it's because I'm such, I can't remember that today. Maybe it's because I'm such a nervous person that, you know, I assume this dog is going to be as anxious as I would be.
They deployed to Helmand in southern Afghanistan at a time when more Americans were dying there than any other place in the country. Corbin and Axe's job was to lead their unit through a battlefield littered with hidden bombs.
We walked in front. We cleared the path for everyone to move through.
You say it so easily. I walked out front, like it's nothing. But what does that actually mean when you're the one walking out front?
You're the one risking, I hate to say the most, but yeah, you're out front. I'm the one who makes it safe, or announces it is safe for everyone else to walk behind.
What's your level of trust in your dog?
It has to be just perfect trust.
Perfect trust that begins with trainers like former Navy SEAL Mike Ritland. He's one of just a handful of people in this country who finds and trains these dogs for special operations and top-tier units in the FBI and police departments across the U.S.
What can
Okay, oh, sorry to interrupt this narrator here. So this gentleman here, his job is to find and locate and kind of recruit these dogs. So they're not bred for this job. So what is the criteria, I wonder? What does he look for in a dog? I would have assumed it was breed played a big role in it, but maybe not. I liked what he said earlier, that there has to be complete trust between him and the dog. And it's very true, isn't it? Dogs are very in tune with their owners' feelings and emotions. Sometimes they're better in tune with it than we are ourselves. And they pick up on the smallest cues. Maybe they can, like I said, maybe they can smell the maybe the change in hormones, or you know, the stress hormones, or something like that. So yeah, maybe it's down to their sense of smell. I don't know.
these dogs do on the streets of America?
The very same thing that they do for our boys overseas, in that they detect explosives. They are a fantastic deterrent. They use their nose to find, people as well.
Would an average police dog have found these bombs at the Boston Marathon if they'd already been placed on the ground before they were sweeping through there?
There's a lot of variables that I'm not aware of as to where they were and what was done in terms of the sweeps, but based on what I do know, yes, if dogs went through the areas where they were placed, your average certified police bomb dog should have found them. My thoughts are, if these guys are paying close attention to these dogs, they're waiting, and when the dogs leave, they bring it in, they infiltrate essentially, they drop it right where it's busy, and very soon after it detonates.
Mike Ritland knows from his own experience on the ground in Iraq what it means to have one of these elite dogs on your team.
When you step outside that wire,
Like outside the base?
outside the base, it's crossing the border to hell on earth. Every step you take is that same feeling of the very next step that I take may be my last.
Oh my
When you see these dogs operate in the capacity that they can, using their nose and finding explosives in the manner that they do, that level of comfort absolutely skyrockets in your mind, because you know that you've got one of the best trained, best equipped, best capable, working dogs out in front of you that has your back.
To have that much faith and that much trust in those dogs is so special. It's amazing, really, isn't it? But like you said, if you must be very aware that you're going out of the base, you're going out into enemy territory, and one wrong step is going to cost you. Worst case scenario, it's going to cost you your life. A very, very awful injury, maybe best case scenario. So to have this peace of mind, and this must be such a relief, a weight's lifted off you to know that you have the best of the best. You have these elite, amazing dogs. Like, are they ever wrong? Is there anything that they ever miss? I'd be interested in knowing the statistics on that. Or is this such an easy job for these dogs because their noses are so sensitive and they're so well trained? Is it a case of they are never wrong? When they know a bomb is there, it's there, and they don't miss a single one, they don't miss a trick. That makes more sense to me, because like you said, to have the faith in these dogs on your team, it must be, it must be a weight lifted, absolutely. And it must be a great comfort to know that these amazing, well-trained dogs, they've got your back. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like the ultimate, I want to say the weapon, but they're not really a weapon, are they? They're more of like a defense tactic. They are one of the best defense tactics that you can have on your team. And, they're keeping your entire team here safe. And that's a lovely relationship here, isn't it?
We met Mike Ritland on his 20-acre ranch in rural Cooper, Texas, where he runs his own company.
Tell me some of the things that these dogs can actually do. I mean, they jump out of planes, helicopters.
You can free fall with them, you can rappel with them, you can fast rope with them, you can swim with them. They can ride on boats, they can ride on your back. There's not really an environment that we operate in that you can't bring a dog.
There's such a demand for them that Mike Ritland says they'd be used on almost every mission if there were enough of them. And it's not just about their nose. Ritland is training this dog, Rico, to track humans and take down enemy fighters. He's 3.5 years old, and Ritland has been working with him for the past year.
Stop! Look at him go. Oh my gosh, he's fast.
Here he's about to apprehend a suspect. These dogs can run faster than 30 miles an hour. The suspect is one of Mike Ritland's partners, and he's screaming to make this as realistic as possible. These dogs are trained to capture, not to kill.
Oh, I'm glad she said that, because a part of me thought that was an actual person and the screams were real. Oh my gosh, I could have done with a bit of a heads up. A warning there would have been good. Okay. Right, so this is a controlled training exercise for the dog. I hope that man is wearing a lot of padding to protect him, because that dog is so fast. You could not outrun these dogs. Oh my gosh. Like, how fast do they run? How fast do you think that is? Is that like 40 miles an hour? Do you reckon? I reckon it's about 40 miles an hour. Do you think, give or take? That is terrifying. Just the sight of that dog. If I had any ill intentions, trying to, for whatever reason, trying to infiltrate this base here, the sight of that dog alone, with that, I wouldn't say it's terror on that kind of expression on his face. It's focus, and that is terrifying, because you see the ears perk up, and he's locked on to you. That is terrifying. And then how fast that dog bolts at you. Oh my gosh. So to be able to have them as a deterrent within your team, within your base, is excellent in itself, because I don't think there's got to be very few people on the planet that would not turn back after seeing that dog before he's even begun chasing you. I think most people would spot that dog and think, nope, not today, not going to happen. Or you'd just immediately think, no, I'm going to die like this. No, let's not do this. Oh, they're terrifying.
There's no human being on earth that can outrun them. You know, I can tell you that the physical capability of these dogs is impossible to explain and even hard to comprehend when you see it.
How hard
go side
can
to
they
side,
bite?
don't they, when they lock
Hard
on?
enough to break bones.
Yes. Yeah.
I had
Easy.
a dog bite me right here like this. He only had his mouth on me for probably 4 or 5 seconds and broke my wrist.
You broke your wrist in 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean like that.
One of these police dogs.
Mike
Alsatian.
Ritlin says they have to teach these dogs how to deal with someone who wants to harm them. The trainer is putting pressure on him without hurting him. The aim is to make the dog comfortable, then teach him to ignore it. And by the end, Ritlin says, the dog won't let it affect him at all.
The number one thing that I look for in a dog is that dog, when pushed and when he's put into an uncomfortable spot, or physically and mentally he's got pressure on him, and I give him the choice, and it's absolutely a choice, to either stay and fight me or to quit and run. That dog decides, I'm going to stay and fight you and I'm going to beat you. When you do find that, it is a unicorn in that they almost don't exist.
Arco is one of those rare dogs. He's retired after repeated deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
Just quickly, did you see that dog as he was attacking this man in the training exercise? So the dog's tail was wagging. Like, is there part of them that thinks this is a game, so it's an enjoyable thing for them to do? Or do you think they have an awareness of the seriousness of it and their intent is to harm? I'm not really sure where my mind's going to. I don't know which way I think. Do I think they think it's a game, in which case, you know, there's no stress for the dog involved there, this is just what they do and they enjoy doing it? Or is it a case of, no, they're very serious about it and their intent is to really harm this poor man in this exercise? I'm not sure, actually. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. It's very interesting.
And he now lives on Mike Ritlin's ranch. Most of what he's done is classified, so Ritlin could only tell us a little about the operation that almost killed him when he took down an enemy fighter who shot him in the chest.
And he maintained control of the guy, you know, after being shot. So
At point blank range?
Yep. So, you know, it's funny because a lot of people, you know, I think scoff at the idea that, you know, what kind of things, what kind of obstacles can these dogs really go through? You know, and it's more than most humans.
For a dog to make it in the world of special operations, Mike Ritlin says there are certain qualities that have to be there from the beginning.
He's already, you know, displaying the prey drive and possessiveness that we like to see, and then he'll put uncomfortable objects in his mouth.
Most of the dogs that do this work well are from one breed, Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
And there are only 3 places in the US that breed them for top-tier military units.
Belgian Malinois, if I said that right. To me, they look very similar to an Alsatian. Are they quite closely related? But they're a bit leaner, aren't they? Like the ears are a bit more, like taller ears maybe, that stick up a little bit more than a German Shepherd, an Alsatian. Okay, so they are different. It's not the breed I thought I was, but are they related distantly? It's a weird thing to say because they're a different breed of dog, but it's interesting. Okay.
Like this one in West Virginia, where Mike Ritlin gets some of his dogs.
No, they're so cute.
So cute.
Here they specialize in the early stages of training, which starts almost from birth. With loud noises that are meant to get them used to the sounds they may one day face in combat. Their noses are up to 1,000 times more sensitive than a human's, and at just a few months old, they start learning to ignore other smells and distractions while zeroing in on the scent of a bomb.
So here she's trying to get him to be disobedient to that odor, and he won't do it.
They'll repeat this training over and over for 2 years, so that by the time this dog goes to war or is needed on America's streets, nothing will take it off the track of a bomb.
Everybody knows that dogs can smell better than humans, but what they don't realize is that if you and I walk into the kitchen and there's a pot of beef stew on the counter, you and I smell beef stew. A dog smells potatoes, carrots, beef, onion, celery, gravy, flour. They smell each and every individual component of everything that's in that beef stew.
Do you know what? I would go as far to say that I wouldn't be surprised if, given maybe that you've used tap water in your stew to bring it to boil, whatever. I would say I bet they could probably smell the components of the water, like the the metal components of the water, like I don't know, like copper, zinc, maybe, whichever ones are there in your tap water, or the fluoride content as it is over here in the UK. I don't know about the US, with fluoride added to ours. So I would go as far to say that maybe a dog can even smell the metal components that go into tap water. What do you think?
And they can separate every one of those.
Yeah.
You can't hide anything from them. It won't work because you can't fool a dog's nose.
Dogs and their handlers work as a team, and they go through so much together, their bond is as strong as a band of brothers. Green Beret Chris Corbin and Axe almost died together in Afghanistan on their final mission. Corbin says everything was going right that day, and Axe had already found one bomb. They moved together to an area that had been cleared, and that's when he says he missed Axe's signal.
All of a sudden, he wasn't pulling forward, he was pulling down. What are you doing, buddy? Hold still. I wasn't thinking it. Maybe he's sniffing my foot, maybe I passed by a dog. All these other things, why he would be looking down. And I looked down, and he was just intently sniffing all around my foot. And it started to occur to me that, okay,
Wait a minute.
With wires coming out of the building, we're already in a place that we know is full of mines. Why is he sniffing down my foot? And at that moment, it was just that too little, too late.
Oh,
And that was it.
Axe was shaken up by the blast, but not wounded. Chris Corbin lost both his lower legs. Yet in less than 5 months, he was back on active duty as a Green Beret. He says Axe had a lot to do with it, and described the moment he saw him again for the first time.
They brought him up for a visit, and I heard him getting him out of the back of the truck and opening his kennel, and he was just being still a crazy dog. Just, hey, let me out of here. Let's go look around. I just said something simple. Hey, where's my boy at? And he stopped. He froze. He looked around, and then went into a panic until he found me, and he jumped on my legs. Painful. I was just happy to see him. I didn't care how much it hurt.
During our entire interview, Axe never left Corbin's side and barely took his eyes off him. Corbin says he's fearless because he doesn't know when he's in danger.
Some people might say, well, that's unfair to the dog because you're sending this dog into a dangerous environment where he could very easily lose his life or limbs, be wounded, and he doesn't understand.
I could make him scared of it and make him not do his job and send soldiers to the same death.
Yes. Oh, he's beat me to that line. I suppose war is an awful thing. What these soldiers have to do on a day-to-day basis is awful. It's for the likes of me, I couldn't do it. So I'm very grateful for our forces and our soldiers that do it for me and for everyone in their country. If you aren't training these jobs who have such specialized features, in this case it's the nose, isn't it, then you will be sending in soldiers to do the job but not do it as well because they just don't have these genetically enhanced features, whatever you want to call it. They don't have the sense of smell that the dogs have, so they're going in to do a job and not be able to physically do it to the standard that these dogs can. It's a tough one. We all love man's best friend. We all love our dogs, don't we? But I agree. No one likes the idea of sending dogs into battle, onto the battlefield. But they are so helpful. They are so useful because of their enhanced sense of smell, and they save so many lives. And I suppose the training that they go through, it looks like the dogs are having fun. Like it's a game to them, isn't it? The whole training process, it looks like they're well cared for because there's so much faith between and trust between the owners and the dogs, and that relationship. They've got a bond there, don't they? And they're very, very bonded with their dogs and their owners. So it's a tough one. I understand people saying it's not a nice idea, but the reality is if you aren't using these very highly specialized dogs, you're sending people in to do a job that they just cannot do to the level that these amazing dogs can. Oh, it's a tough one. It is.
That's my answer to that.
It wasn't until after
It is the
9/11
answer to
that
that,
special
isn't it, really?
operations formally began using dogs, starting in Afghanistan. Dwayne Khan and his dog Rex survived a tough deployment there in 2010.
I saw my dog, try to smash through doors, climb up cliffs, drag people down cliffs, just track people, find odors that were hidden up in a ceiling. You name it. It seemed like every day I was being amazed by these dogs.
Karn has been a covert
are
operator
amazing.
for 21 years. He told us these dogs are so effective, they're now being targeted. A Taliban commander told a member of our team that on his last operation, they were ordered to open fire on the American dogs first and deal with the soldiers next.
We're a nation of dog lovers, aren't we? The US very much, the UK is very much as well. We love our man's best friend. We are very much dog lovers. So the idea that the opposition is opening fire on our beloved dogs, I don't know about you, but that instantly makes me very, very angry. So I can only imagine how the soldiers feel about this as well.
In Afghanistan, there have
That's
been
how valuable they
42
are.
dogs killed in action. And when they're wounded in combat, they get the same care as any soldier. And when these dogs retire from special operations, some of them, like Rex, Dwayne Khan's dog, find jobs with law enforcement. He's now working with the San Diego Sheriff's Department. Those who can't work anymore often end up with Mike Ritland, who started the Warrior Dog Foundation to look after them. Ritland is the first person to write a book about these elite dogs. He says when budgets are being cut, he hopes people won't forget how much a well-trained dog like Rico means on today's battlefield and on our city streets.
And he's your dog.
I don't think
Right now
people
he is,
forget
yep.
that.
It's always subject to change, but he's better served serving our country than he is being my personal dog. So when the time comes for him to answer that call, I'm always happy to see them go do something for the greater good.
Go to 60minutesovertime.com to see one of our producers try to outrun an elite dog of war, sponsored by Viagra.
Oh, okay. A cheeky little sponsorship in there. Didn't expect that. Okay. Yes, our pharmaceuticals aren't as advertised on our TVs in the UK as they are in the US. So it's a little bit surprising for a Brit to see. Anyway, moving on. Oh my gosh. Oh, these dogs are so valuable and highly trained. I know they have a dangerous job to do serving their country at times. I think we all have to address that. It's life or death. It's very dangerous what they do. But the lives that they save by doing that job so well. I'd be interested in knowing how many do very, very sadly die on the battlefield, or how many miss bombs, how many don't get spotted by the dogs or sniffed out. Be interesting to know. But I think because these dogs are so valuable and so treasured by the team, by the soldiers. I think they're happy dogs. I do think they live a lot. I think they have a nice life because they're aware of how valuable they are, I think. I wouldn't say they're spoiled. They're not allowed to be spoiled, are they? But I think the love and the affection that soldiers and trainers have for these dogs, I think, you know, the dogs know that they're very, very well cared for and they're loved and valued, which is lovely. It's right, isn't it? It's very rightly so. They do an amazing, amazing job. It's very interesting watching how they get trained because it does look like the dogs are having a great time. They love tasks like that, don't they? And it must feel like their training is just constant playtime for them. Their objective, they sniff this out, they get a treat. They get attention from their owners, their trainers, they're happy. So yes, I do appreciate people must think it's not fair, you know, to send these dogs into war. But the role that they play is so important and they save so many lives because they are so, the noses are so superior. They are so much better at detecting these bombs. I'm sure if there's an alternative, people would sooner use an alternative than send their beloved dogs. And they are beloved, aren't they? They really, really are. And they're so special. But I think if there was an alternative way which still preserved, you know, lives and preserved the dogs' lives, and there wasn't any danger to the dogs, and there was a way to do this without the sniffer dogs, I'm sure it would be preferred. But if it is the most effective thing, you know, to use at the moment, then I understand why they are used, why they are taken into such dangerous environments, because, you know, they save so many. So a very, very interesting watch there. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for requesting this. So interesting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. I hope you found that as interesting as I did. We all love dogs, don't we? We are nations of dog lovers. Bento, fortunate, well, I say fortunately, Bento's actually not here at the moment. I think he's out in the hallway somewhere asleep. So yes, I think he might have enjoyed watching that. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.